Good morning and hope you all have been well. In today's video, we are going to be getting into the next read and review of the latest Pokemon Rejuvenation dev blog. I guess with that being said, let's go on ahead and check this one out. I also gotta say, I'm honestly really surprised on how quickly this one was posted. To be fair, I believe it's been about a month or so since the last one, but I honestly was expecting the next one to be a little while, but of course, definitely cannot complain. Either way, let's go on ahead and check this one out. Version 13.5 update, May Luck Be on Your Side by Zumi, August 3rd. So let me scroll here and let's get started. Hi, Mom said it's my turn on the dev blog. It's been roughly a month since testing has begun, so I figured this would be as good of a time as any to post an update on the goings on with the game right now. We've all been hard at work to get stuff finished up and are excited for people to see all the new stuff, but of course, keeping radio silence on here isn't the way to go, or people will start sending me ask on Tumblr again asking why there hasn't been a dev blog post yet and being very sad about it. So let's get into it, shall we? I know that is something that I brought up before that I don't want to repeat again as usual. They will release the game when it's done. I'll just leave it at that. Just be patient is all I can really say. It takes a lot of time to do these kind of things. Have faith in them. The current state of testing. First up, Jane will be leaving on a holiday for roughly a week starting this weekend. Well, that's honestly good to hear. I've always thought of Jane to be somebody that is a very hard worker and probably has a million different things going on, so that's honestly really good to hear. And I definitely cannot stress it enough for many people that are very hard workers and whatnot. There isn't really anything wrong with taking a step back, getting a breather, going out, doing some things you want to do, maybe a vacation, going out for the weekend or something. Just something to maybe de stress and not, overwork yourself. I know a lot of people do that, but there isn't really anything wrong with kind of just taking a step back, from everything that's going on with your life. So that's good to hear that Jane is going to be taking a step back and going on a vacation and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, though, he's taking a well deserved break before all hell breaks loose later this year. Lol. Interesting. So, hopefully, that's meaning more so with the game itself, and hopefully, not really any maybe life changing events and whatnot potentially. Not too sure. It could be a mixture of both, but with whatever's going on in his life, hopefully all will be alright with him. Anyways, though. However, that doesn't mean stuff in regards to testing will come to a standstill. A good couple of dev members are actively involved with fixing bugs we come across both scripts and events, so testing will continue as usual. Speaking of which, we're still on eternal testing. This is mostly because we want to be really thorough with the game ourselves this time around, unlike what happened with version 13, so we can catch as many issues as possible ourselves before moving on to alpha testing. As of right now, a lot of us are on testing. Chapter 11 and Act 1 is complete by almost everyone. Sorry about that. But let me put a little marker there so I don't lose my place. To kind of speak on that real quick, I love it. I love hearing that. I really hope for the most part that they do catch most bugs. I know with a lot of like games and whatnot, with them being released, sometimes glitches, bugs, and whatnot is to be expected. It happens. But I really do appreciate that this time around they're actually going to really be thorough with everything, because I cannot stress it enough. Like I brought up before with version 13 and what is it, the normal mode, sorry, and the intense mode playthrough that I did. I cannot stress it enough. I love the game. It is easily my second favorite fan-made game of all time, and I don't think that's ever really gonna change. But that was one of my biggest complaints with the game going through version 13. Everything was good, but the bugs and glitches and whatnot, it was not really good at all. I remember with intense mode no items that a few things happened when I went through that gameplay, that if some guy didn't save or anything like that and that glitch or bug happened, that would be kind of a bro moment. So yeah, it is really good overall that they are gonna really go through everything thorough, and hopefully they catch most things, but I guess time will tell on that. Anyways, though, there's only a tiny bit of event work left for the update as a whole, which is to be expected to be feature complete shortly after Jane is back from his trip and he's able to work on it again. I think I messed up that sentence there, sorry. Most of the graphics are done now as well, with only a few sprites left on the backlog, which should all be done before alpha testing starts. We progress. That being said, the plan was actually to start on Act 2, testing sooner than we did, but Jane spent a good amount of time polishing a bunch of content in Act 2 to be more enjoyable as well. Well, that's always cool to hear. I know he does that quite a bit with the game, making small changes, repolishing everything, redoing sprites and whatnot, so that's really cool to hear. I always am a fan of these small details as well. Sometimes a part of the game/story needs a little extra pizzazz, and that's okay, especially considering it means the experience for you guys will be better. Exactly. We'll probably be stuck on Grand Dream City for a little while anyways, because that place is big, and therefore, the amount of bugs that have been discovered is also big. There's also the fact that we got a quest log now and that we have to update/add it as we go through the game ourselves. That is great news to hear. Great, great, great. I loved when I got into Desolation that they added a quest, a log, and whatnot. It makes things so much easier. So let's say like you're somebody like me that has quite a bit of game files with Desolation, Rejuve. I know Reborn's done. I don't think they're really gonna make any updates unless it's like a other like fans making what's the term for it? I can't think of the term, but I think some people have added. It's not like God mode or Sam mode, but it's like those like add-ons that that they can like add to the story and add different things. I don't remember what it's called, but anyways though, I think people get where I'm coming from. Um, I don't think they're gonna have that, but it is good that Rejuve is gonna be doing that as well then, because what is it? I think I brought it up before. I think on this computer I have like 7 or 8 game files. I think 4 or 5 out of the 8 are completed from start to version 13 story. I think there's a few more that I have to. Well, actually, take that back. The ones that are not finished, I plan to delete those because I will be playing a few new game files of version 13.5, so those ones are going to get wiped clean. But the ones that I do have, just getting into pretty much multiple game files, it pretty much can get very confusing. Like, oh wait, did I do this quest on this file? If you're one of those kind of people like me. So yeah, overall what I'm getting at is I love that it keeps things much more organized, and you know for sure that these certain events and quests and whatnot have been completed, and you don't have to worry about rechecking if you did or did not do that. Love that a lot. That is very, very good to hear. Jane has been doing main story plus major side quests, which is honestly quite the task. I've been doing the side quests that were missed, hadn't been updated properly yet to even have a log, so he doesn't have to do everything himself, but I can definitely tell you that it's a lot of work for a game as big as Rejuvenation. I guess a bunch of little keyboard spam there, just having a bro moment. Oh, and for those wondering about the opinion so far in Terrajuma, considering that place got a massive overhaul, it was a huge success. Well, that's really cool to hear. The team really enjoyed all the changes, and it really turned a weak arc into a very strong one. I really highly recommend checking out the place in a new run or going back after you're done going through the new stuff in point 5. Like I brought up before, I do plan to delete a few files that I have not completed the game on yet to just check out all the new stuff and whatnot. I know I want to go through one game file going for uh max point friendship or max friendship point, sorry, worded that backwards. I want to do that, and I want to get into another bad ending file. Well, I guess I could start calling it the renegade route. I do want to go for another one. I do have one, but I want to have two. And probably for the second one that I'm going for, that's going to start up the rejuvenation let's play of me going for the renegade route. It won't be uploaded super soon by any means, but yeah, I do want to do that. I don't intend, by the way, I brought it up before. If anybody's curious, I do not intend to do a bad end run from start to finish. Maybe, I highly doubt it. What I'll probably do is start with the, I don't know, I don't know. I guess I might just start on version 13.5 at the very beginning and just start it from there. I thought about maybe starting before we make the deal with Clear and Kieran. We'll see how that goes, but for now, we will most likely start that at the point of version 13.5, and it will be its own separate series with its own thumbnail and whatnot, so people don't really get mixed up with the intense mode, the normal, and the renegade one. But I do plan to ultimately, even though it is quite a bit, and I know I'm rambling on, I'll finish up here real quick. I do plan to have most likely 4 rejuvenation let's plays on the channel. One, the normal playthrough that we got going on that we started with version 12. The intense mode playthrough, which is on hold. It might come back when the game is fully completed, and if Jane wants to re-add it again, that is completely up to him. I'm fine to redo it, or not redo it, sorry. I'm fine to continue that if it does come back, and I'm also fine with that never coming back again. It's honestly up to Jane on what he wants to do with that. The bad ending run that we will start not soon, but at some given point. And then the fourth one that I do want to do is going to be when the game is fully completed years down the road. I really want to start from scratch and finish all the game, or all the way up to the finish of the game as one let's play, just checking out all the new stuff and really just playing it, from start to finish without any like stopping points by any means, if that makes any sense. That's definitely going to be a lot of rejuve on the channel now that I think about it, but I'm really excited for it. I really am. Anyways, though, let me stop rambling. So I guess we got Roar and B here in Terrajuma. I don't know if this leads up to what's the village? What is it? Kakuri village? Something like that. I might honestly be wrong. But yeah, definitely the village. I don't know if this leads to like where the center and all that is like on this side, or if this like leads up towards like the gym area. Not too sure on that, but honestly, very cool overall. It's pretty cool that he's just chilling over there next to some flowers and trees and whatnot. Roarenby doing what he does best, I guess. Unfortunately, it's not all fun and games with testing, aside from the usual game crashing stuff where there's a typo in a script somewhere that can be fixed rather easily. We have ran into a pretty concerning bug that we haven't been able to fix that will ever so rarely, straight up crash your game out of nowhere. Well, that's kind of a bro moment. No warning / error pop up or anything, and with barely any rhyme or reason to it happening. This is not to cause a panic before Haru's doing their utmost to find a solution for the problem. Edit 4/8/2023, which is looking to possibly be caused by MKXP-Z having upgraded to Ruby 3.1. The chances of it happening are pretty low as well, with most of us having run into it only once or twice, aside from Alex, who is Game Crash George, gets 10,000 crushes a day. That's honestly kind of a flex, to be fair. It is a statistical outlier and should not be counted, but there is a chance that we won't have a fix for this by the time the update comes out. Gotcha. Well, that's honestly really kind of them to let us know about that. I don't see why they, wouldn't say anything to begin with, but yeah, very interesting. Alrighty then. So hopefully then, if it does happen and if it doesn't get fixed, hopefully there can be a simple fix that I can just go back to a previous save file. I'm hoping it's not similar to the Marshall file error that I had a while back with Pokemon Soul Stones, which I will be bringing that back soon. I know I've probably said that a million times now, but I do plan to get back into it soon once we wrap up Pokemon Desolation. I had two of those happen. I tried to go back to an old save, but everything just was a Marshall file error when I tried to get into the other files, and there was nothing I could really do to recover that. So I'm hoping it's nothing that severe with this one, but I guess we'll see what happens when we get to that point. Considering that downgrading back to an older version of Ruby is currently broken, all we could do right now is give the advice in advance that you save often when 0.5 is out. Okay, so what it sounds like is, let's say I save 5 minutes ago, it'll just automatically happen, let's say 5 minutes later. You can reload the game and you should hopefully be okay. Hopefully. Again, time will tell. We'll see what happens when we get to that point. So in case it does happen, you won't lose a lot of progress, and you'll also know that it is a known issue. Alrighty, I know I'm definitely somebody that likes to save a lot, but to be fair, there are plenty of times that I forget to save too. So whenever getting into the version 13.5 Let's Play, I will probably have a post-it note on my computer just giving me a reminder, please save often, just in case. But hopefully it doesn't happen. Think of it as working with any software that is unstable, for example, After Effects. Gotcha. I know, I believe, what was that? I think a friend of mine had After Effects and they ranted on it here and there about it just like crashing out of nowhere and whatnot. I think so. It was like something like that. But anyways, I speak from experience that crap will crash for no reason, so you gotta, well, there it is there. So you gotta hit save often, treat it like that, be vigilant. In all seriousness, we'll keep you guys posted about the problem. If the bug persists in public release, we'll put a warning alongside the download/update post to make sure people are aware of it. Well, that's good. That's honestly the best thing you can do, like they brought up. But we'll keep trying our best to fix the issue before it gets to that. Please send Haru your thoughts and prayers. Haru, I am sending you my thoughts and prayers. Good luck. To wrap this segment up on a happier note, however, here's some more OOC stuff from during testing. There's already some funny stuff in the column next to the dev blog, but why not share a little more? We're all taking this very seriously, I promise. That kind of reminds me, before I read it, I think we looked at this before, right? Yeah, I think we did. It looks familiar. But I'm curious about the bucket. I remember reading a comment on the last one, if I'm not mistaken, that Zumi, I think, replied to somebody that the bucket does have some significance, like there is a reason for this. But I'm trying to think within the story, what where, how, when did a bucket ever come into play within version 13? Or anywhere within Rejuvenation? I don't know, like a bucket to hold your tears? I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas, I'm definitely all ears. I know I thought about it a little bit, but I'm not too sure. I don't know, honestly. But I guess before I think about it any further, let's check this out then. So I guess some goofy stuff here. Bro moment. Okay, that's pretty cursed. That kind of reminds me, I need to rewatch King of the Hill. It's been a long time since I have. To be fair, I don't really watch like a lot of stuff, but I did enjoy that series. Let's see here. I think I'll probably watch it with some internet friends at some point. Anyways, though, Beans, okay, moving on. Last minute sprite update. Because I just can't help myself, sorry, speak for itself. Here's a couple of VS portraits I've updated recently. I showed a few on Twitter before, which are included in here in case you missed them, but here's a couple that I hadn't posted publicly in here yet as well. I know some of these changes might be quite drastic and may take some getting used to, particularly Anna and Ren from what I've heard so far, but I'm trying to bring these sprites a bit more in line with the official art and have style be consistent across the board. And stuff is still subject to change even between now and release, so maybe some will get some minor changes even after I post it. I'm definitely down to check it out. Alrighty, so we have Kenneth here, or Kata, if you prefer to call him that. Yeah, I think the new one's better, honestly. I like it a lot. So it seems the main thing, like I see some of the touch-ups, honestly. I can see, I guess they added a little more hair. Honestly, I like this one a lot more. I don't mind either or, of course, but I definitely see the improvement here. It looks really nice, and he definitely looks like a man that has pretty much lost everything. More with this one than that one, I would say. Which is, still pretty sad, but I think she really, you know, did well with the expression and whatnot, so yeah. So we have Anna here. Yeah, I like this one a lot. It's something that I've always thought about this one. It kind of reminded me of like those weird like googly eyes or something. No, that's not the right way to word it, but like I've always wondered like why the eyes are, I guess, more in like an oval kind of shape this way. But this way it actually looks like a normal eye than this one. I guess other than that, the hair is different, not like a circle or like a bowl kind of thing, I guess. Um, for the most part, it seems about the same. Just some small stuff I could see here and there. But honestly, I really like the new one. I see the improvement, honestly, between the old one. I'm not too sure on the complaints on what's going on with the two. I just think the new one looks much better. But I don't know. I guess everybody's different with what they see. And then again, like she brought up before, it could just be a thing that they're so used to the old one that they're just used to this style mainly. That may be it. But of course, we'll see what happens. And who knows, maybe there might be some more touch ups down the line before the actual release. But I will say I like the new one a lot. So, Texan here. Same thing, honestly. I like the new one better. I like the pose a little bit better. The eyes look a little bit more. Uh, I don't want to say like colorful. What's the word? Maybe more bold than the previous one. The hair with the shadowing, I can kind of tell a little bit more with this one. I like it a lot. Even though Texan probably is one of my least favorite characters, she did a real good job with this one. I like this one a lot more than the previous one. So we got Ren here. Honestly, same thing. I prefer the new one. I think it's mainly just people are used to, the old one. And by no means is like the old one like bad. None of them are like bad by any means. But I see why the new ones have improvement. They do look better. And I do agree, like, this one seems more like Rejuve's style compared to this one. I don't know, though. Again, I guess some people, are different. They might prefer this one over this one, and that's perfectly fine. I just think the new one looks better, honestly. I like it a lot more. But of course, like I brought up a million times, none are bad by any means. I mean, like, for example, just to pick on me a little bit, I can't even draw a stick figure correctly. No way I could even dream of doing something like this, so yeah. Very, very cool overall, but I do like the new one. Valerie here, well, pirate version Valerie is what I'll say. Okay, so this one, she has her hand sticking up, probably after the battle. For the most part, let's see. I guess the hat's a little bit larger. I can't tell, but is the hair slightly lighter? I think it is. I know the hair is a little bit different here than there. I might be going crazy. It seems a little lighter. Maybe not. Like, I see some changes there. But for the most part, it's about the same. The mouth is a little different. But yeah, I do like the new version more. Soda here. Old, new. I will say, Soda, I think I brought it up a million times, is easily one of my favorite Rejuvenation characters of all time. And that reminds me, I say it time and time again. I need to honestly have like a sticky note to remind me. I really want to do a tier maker list video going through the Rejuvenation characters, maybe the Rift battles, boss battles, same with Reborn, and Desolation as well. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet, but I really do want to do that. Let's see here though. So definitely a lot more detail with the hair and all. The face is quite a bit different. I like the new one, but at the same time, I, I don't know. With this one, I'm kind of split. I like both, and maybe this is me kind of like saying I'm used to the old one, but when looking at the two, I don't know. I like the both of them, honestly. Yeah, they look both real nice, but I do like the new one quite a bit, so yeah. Anyways, though, Saki here, not too much different. It seems instead of the hair maybe being pushed more that way, the hair I guess is more full here. Um, not too much has changed. I guess like the little scarf thing here is a little more. I think this face is slightly darker. This one seems a little bit more lighter. So not too much. To be fair, this is one of the more newer sprites, so of course there really isn't going to be a lot of changes with this one. So yeah, and also the bow seems a little bit larger than this one. Definitely like both, but I think the newer one looks a lot better. So we got Crawley here. Same thing. I like the new one more. I think both are done really well though, but I think I slightly like this one more. The smile, looks better, I would say. The face seems a little bit larger. The hair is slightly different overall. Just some small stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's about the same. But I do see the touch ups. Like it a lot. Narcissa here. So, not too much of a difference from these two that I can tell. Yeah, not too much. I mean, like, the hair is different. There seems to be a touch up on the eyes and whatnot. The face seems a little bit more bold. Yeah, for the most part, again, I like both, but I do like the new one more. Alrighty, so we have Maria here, or Marionette. Let's see here. Honestly, out of all of them, I think this is the only one that I would honestly say I prefer the old one than the new one. I don't know if it's just me. I think the old one looks better. They're both good by, they're they're both good, but I don't know. I think I prefer the older version. For the most part, I like them all, but I would say the older version on Marionette to me looks better. But of course, I'm not too picky with any of this anyway, so I'm happy either way, but that's just my opinion overall. But overall, I said that twice. I'll go for a third time. But overall, definitely am thankful for all the work that Zumi has done with the art and whatnot. Definitely seems like a very talented individual and definitely should be proud of the art and what they do with all of this. I know, I believe, what is it, on her YouTube, she posts, like, art, commissions and whatnot. Man, a lot of those look really, really good, so yeah, overall, very thankful for that, and definitely is a talent. So, again, it definitely is something to be thankful of. Like I brought up before, I can't even draw a stick figure correctly, so it's really cool that people can like do stuff like this. I know it definitely has to take quite a bit of time to do something like this, but it truly is impressive, honestly. But anyways, before I continue talking about art at all and derailing, okay, but what is with the title of the dev blog? None of this is related to it. Good question, but also stop being hasty or I will cry and scream and throw you to be pecked at by the birds. I was just about to get explaining to this. Gosh, anyways, the title is related to something we teased all the way back in the dev blog from October of last year. Yeah, I'm not even gonna remember what was teased. God, it's closing in on having been a year, help me. True, time is definitely going by quickly. I don't know why. It seems like this year has definitely flown by way too quickly. But I guess that's just what it is. And has finally been fully realized into a brand new feature to Rejuvenation in particular. It's related to this person, Mr. Luck. I don't know why. I've always called him 10 Guy for short, and I think I'm gonna stick with that. So, alright, let's see what you got going on, sir. Don't remember him? Now you do. If you don't, that's fine too. Don't worry about it either way. He's a character you can find at the start of the game in East Giron in a circus tent. Prior to 0.5, he 1. Did not have a proper design, and 2. Only existed for the option for people to switch between difficulty modes. However, with Intense being gone coming next update, and with passwords being a thing, this functionality, of his has become essentially redundant and has since been removed, so what are we gonna do with him? We can't just remove him from the game. I agree. I don't know. I kind of wonder if people would even care or not if he left. I don't know. I'd be kind of like sad. I know me and my sister, we have this like joke with Tengai and whatnot. I always like to say that like, or that Tengai is like her favorite character and whatnot, and of course she heavily disagrees. So we just kind of go back and forth on that. So I think it'd be kind of sad for him to go, but she wouldn't be too sad about that. Anyways, though, he's got some albeit minor story involvement, however you pronounce that. Oh, she's probably. Oh, sorry about that. Hit the desk. She's probably referring to the whole Routes incident where Tengai left her in the cage and then Indrid was like, yo, you're special. And then, of course, you know, stabs her in the back and takes the power away when she pretty much lost. So we have to figure out something else to use him for. So clearly, the correct course of answer is to go all out with this clown and have him offer a lot more than just difficulty swap. Oh, that's right. They're gonna keep like an easy mode and a normal mode. Gotcha. Black Prisms and Ruthless Pokemon. Before going into what Mr. Luck has to do with this, let me explain Ruthless Pokemon first. When getting a wild encounter, you have about a 1 in 100 chance to run into a Pokemon holding a Black Prism, and they look like this. You can recognize them by the rainbow or around them. Oh god, that's really pretty. I wonder if I can, instead of like, let me see. Instead of like battling them and whatnot, can I don't know, use like a thief strategy, take it, and make my Pokemon have a rainbow outline? Can I do that? I guess we'll find out. This isn't just cosmetic though. Upon entering a battle with one of these, the Ruthless Pokemon will get a +2 boost on all of its stats thanks to the prism it's holding. Gotcha. But I'm also gonna bet before I read any further, it's probably gonna be one of those one memes. Like, what is it? When you face the boss versus actually unlocking the boss. I'm gonna safely assume if you get the Black Prism, you're not allowed to get the stat boost as well. To be fair, I wouldn't really want it. That would just kind of defeat the purpose of a challenge, you know? So, yeah. Unless you're trying to, like, speedrun the game, which, of course, people do speedrun Rejuve and Reborn and whatnot, so, yeah. If you manage to catch it, you'll be able to take its black prisms off of it. Not only that, but these Pokemon generally tend to have better stats, so it's worth catching them for that as well. Very interesting. So, necessarily, I don't have to do a thief strategy. I can actually catch it with a benefit as well to get decent IVs. I do like that quite a bit. However, putting a prism on one of your Pokemon, sorry, does not give you the +2 Omni boost to your Pokemon. Alrighty, that's kind of what I thought, but you never know. It really only works on the enemy wild encounters you find, but if you want to just keep the prism on your Mons, if you want to keep the rainbow aura purely for cosmetic purpose, every Pokemon can celebrate Pride Month now. Yeah, I love that. That's so cool. I don't know. Yeah, I've always been one of those people like I don't know, I love colors. I love the rainbow. I think it's really pretty and whatnot. So I think that's really cool that I can actually put that on a Pokemon. So I don't know. I think that's a really cool idea. Definitely something random to be fair, but I'm excited for it. But that aside, what does Mr. Luck have to do with these black prisms? Well, it's pretty simple. He collects them. Gotcha. He'll offer all sorts of things in trades for prisms, including contracts. Interesting. That can help you in all sorts of ways. He can increase the odds of running into a shiny, make it so that there's a chance that the wild Pokemon having an egg move by default, increase the amount of money earned in a battle, or even change your character appearance. That's really cool. I like that. I'm definitely going to keep some of the black prisms for my Pokemon for cosmetic purposes, but I like that a lot. That definitely gives him something that is, worth seeing him and whatnot, so I like that. That's really cool. Technique contract, wealth contract, shiny contract, legacy contract, Avis, Avia, Axorina, Arena, and Alon contract. Interesting. So I assume they also redone a sprite here too as well. I like that a lot. No point in fighting. I'm not gonna read that in time. I'm way too slow with reading. That's really cool. So I assume this is what happens when you make a contract with him. Interesting. Now, it's also interesting. I don't think it has really any significance with Team X and whatnot. Team X. Team Zen and whatnot, but there is a red little diamond there. I think it's just a little red diamond. I don't think it has any connection with all of that, honestly. But you never really know. Anyways, though, just don't worry about the fine print, or do. There might be some downsides involved after all. Can't have everything handed to you on a silver platter, now can it? He's got the smarmy businessman look down to a pad as well, so there's bound to be some fishy stuff involved, but it's funnier if you find out yourself what those little snags are. Tread with a small amount of caution. I really hope overall it's not anything like major, like, I don't know, losing friendship points or losing karma points and whatnot. That would kind of suck, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I definitely will see what happens. He's also got a cute little assistant called Doxy that you'll see for yourself if you visit him, and will trade you all sorts of useful items if you got prisms to spare for things that aren't Luck's own contracts. Well, that's really cool as well. Oof, sorry for the pause there, had to go do something, but anyways though, where did I... That's right, so you can pretty much sell to Doxy, gotcha. Or well, trade prisms for items then. It includes items such as valuables you can sell for big money, sell imprints, and even glitter balls. Very cool. They won't be cheap, however, so if you want to get your hands on those, make sure to keep catching those ruthless Pokemon if you come across them. So times 5. I assume that's a hold up legacy contract. That's very interesting. I must have skipped over that one and not noticed it. Kind of curious on this one. But anyways, so that means what at 100? So let's say like voice crack. Like 500 encounters to get 5. Gotcha. And are these, well, I guess if it's a like a wealth contract, I mean, then again, it says there are catches though. I would hope for the most part for like the shiny odds, the wealth contract, technique contract. Hopefully, it's not like a thing that it's like, all right, you used up the contract. I need 3 more. Because I could definitely, well, I don't know. I guess to be fair, if you have like your speed up, it won't be like too bad. But with 1 in 100 odds, definitely seems like it is going to be a little bit tricky. But to be fair, honestly, even though like it sounds like a lot, it kind of isn't compared to like actual Pokemon odds, with what shiny odds being like in the thousands, you know. So I guess it's just one of those things, like similar to getting like pseudos and whatnot. You do have to go out of your way if you want to get yourself a good Pokemon and good items and whatnot. It's pretty much the same principle here. If you want to do this, you're gonna have to put some effort for it. I get it. But anyways, though, they won't be cheap, however, so if you want to get your hands on those, make sure to keep catching those ruthless Pokemon if you come across them. I think I already read that, sorry. That about covers it for this dev blog. Hope you all are excited for the new features. Oh wait, just one more thing as a little treat. For people on fresh playthroughs, there are a lot of new hidden things to find. Some things you'll only be able to find / understand on your second playthrough or beyond. Unless of course you use a guide on your first playthrough, which is just unfun, so boo if you do, shake my head. I would agree. It really does honestly kind of like take the fun out of it. not exploring, trying things out and whatnot, and just looking things up on like your first playthrough. I understand it if you're going through like going for a second, third, fourth, fifth playthrough of the game and wanting to look at guides like I guess like for example like a friendship guide and all sorts of other stuff. That's perfectly fine. But I think going for your first attempt, if you are a first time player, check it out for yourself. Replay the game. Play the game, check every nook and cranny, and hopefully you can find some secrets and decent items and whatnot. So yeah, I could definitely say with experience with playing this game quite a bit, there are a lot of event Pokemon, some small secrets throughout the game that you can find that I've made videos on probably most of it. I would say most of it. I don't know if I can say all of it. There probably is something out there that almost nobody has found, but who knows. Anyways, though, best way to view all these new little things to discover. I read that wrong. Best way to view all these new things to discover as inconsistencies. Yes, that'll do. Exciting, no. And I'm sure we're not the only ones who is excited about it. That's all I'll spill on the matter though, so hope you all enjoy looking for all the little secrets when the update comes out. For now, see you in the next post. We're so close. Bruh moment. Super, super excited. I think I brought it up before. I don't expect the game to be done till the end of the year or maybe early next year. Might be proven wrong, but that's when I'm honestly expecting it. But of course, it'll be out when it comes out. As I said a million times over, I'm just happy to be able to play it. And again, I've always been somebody that likes to be patient and whatnot, so I don't mind the wait. Do what you guys need to do. I'm sure most of us here have a lot of faith in what you guys are doing, and we're definitely excited to get into that. But I will say, with version 13.5 coming out, I'm really interested in that though. When I delete a few files, I gotta keep my eyes out for some of those, which also means not only with version 13.5 doing some new guide videos and whatnot, that also means that maybe on my first playthrough redoing it over again of version 13.5 might make some guide videos or small little videos if I find any of these secrets. Not sure yet, honestly. I know for the most part I have done some of those in the past, more so on the guide videos towards the end of the video on some of them, and I know throughout the Let's Play as well. I couldn't really tell you the number though, it's somewhere there, but yeah, we'll see what happens overall, but yeah, very, very thankful for what they have done. Sorry, I'm kind of like speechless. Definitely a lot was said and read there, but yeah. I guess before I derail any further, again, as I always like to say, thank you to Jane, Zumi, and the rest of the developers that have put a lot of time into this game. Thank you. We all really appreciate it. We love you guys, and we are very, very excited, and hopefully you guys are very, very excited as well with what you guys have done with the game. So yeah, definitely excited to get into version 13.5 with our normal playthrough and some other playthroughs we'll be doing in the future of Rejuve. So yeah, before I derail and ramble into nonsense, we'll end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Well, in the next read and review. Good morning.